best.
There's a black cloud hanging over us. Retribution can be so dangerous. The falling rain and the rising tide. You're not to blame, but you're dying inside. There's a black cloud hanging over us, hanging over us. Still we aim for glory, for glory, for glory. Still we aim for glory, for glory, for glory. We will rise and we will fall with our backs against the wall. Still we aim for glory, for glory, for glory. There's a sentence that you must serve. You're gonna do your time for what it's worth. It's worth the falling rain and the rising tides. You're not to blame, but you're dying inside. There's a black cloud and it won't give up, give up. Still we aim for glory, for glory, for glory. Still we aim for glory, for glory, for glory. We will rise and we will fall with our backs against the wall. Still we aim for glory, for glory, for glory. The sea will rise, the stars will fall. We're still alive to climb the wall. We live forever and stake our claim. It's now or never. Stand up and take aim. We do it all for glory, for glory, for glory. We do it all for glory, for glory, for glory. We will rise and we will fall with our backs against the wall. We do it all for glory, till we see you break. See the color of the war paint, yeah. We're soldiers marching on, can't stop us all night long. We'll stay here till the sun, and you'll be looking down to the barrel of a gun. Find your Achilles heel. Use myself as a human shield, yeah. If you're coming for him, then you're coming through me.
Hey Scotty, this is Pat.
For him, then you're coming through me. If you're coming for him, then you're coming through me. If you're coming for him,
make sure I
then you're coming through me.
cut through that I can.
love. Music. We in this house. They call it house. But it's a love house, y'all. Because we all love. Music. We in this house. They call it house. But it's a love house, y'all.
I could say, but I might as well show. There are things we could guess, but we might as well know. So hurry up, girl, you've been taking too long. We can't just get crazy like there's nothing wrong. Cause all I hear is talking, 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 and all I need is action. Baby, till the morning, 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 a little satisfaction. If you just take the time, everything could be simple, and every day I'll be with you, no lie. It's not that complicated. It's not that complicated. It's not that complicated. It's hard when it's easy as pie. We got the ingredients, why don't we try? Yeah, yeah. No need to be greedy, I'm yours for the night. But could be for life if you're treating me right. Yeah, and you can keep walking, walking, walking. Cause baby, I need action. Just a little satisfaction to keep me holding on. Cause if you just take the time, everything could be simple, and every day I'll be with you, no lie. It's not that complicated. It's not that complicated. It's not that complicated. Complicated. It's not that complicated. If you can keep it simple, boy, we'll take it easy. I gave you all the info. What more do you need from me? Is everything you say you like now? You can get it all right now. It's not hard, it's no lie. It's not that complicated. It's like you're gonna need some help. A good job I'm around. I'll be bringing my all tonight. Nothing's gonna stop me now. This whole place is gonna be mine. I'm gonna run this town. Have you heard about me? I'm the man around here. I'm the mayor of this town. And I'm bringing the fear. What's she gonna do about it? What's she gonna say about me? And I know I talk so loudly. I'm the king of the West, yeah, I'm the king of the West. Don't even think about it. You better turn around now. You think you're strong, you doubt it. Yeah, I'm the king of the West, yeah, I'm the king of the West. You better keep quiet and still. You better not make a sound. I only go in for the kill. No, I don't mess around. What's she gonna do?
I'm a better host pipe for a camera guy.
What's she gonna say about me? And I know I talk so loudly. I'm the king of the West, yeah, I'm the king of the West. Don't even think about it.
As long as it's got a big brand X through it, we're good.
You think you're strong, you doubt it. Yeah, I'm the king of the West, yeah, I'm the king of the West.
Just this morning, heard them say that I Fireflies in the sky, and they're coming down and hit the ground now. Run around, chase all my dreams. Will you come with me tonight? Be my firefly, my firefly, my firefly tonight. Come with me, give me a light, oh, give me a light, give me a light, oh, I can see.
Welcome and a big hello from the North Island Naval Air Station on the Coronado Peninsula in San Diego, California, and the site of the 2023 Warrior Games Challenge. Day one, today on deck, we have powerlifting for our first competition, welcoming inspirational members from the U.S. Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, and U.S. Special Operations Command. The best warrior athletes are ready to do battle right here and right now. It's the 2023 Warrior Games Challenge, live from San Diego, California.
Hello fans, hello viewers, good morning and welcome to the 2023 Department of Defense Warrior Games Challenge hosted by the U.S. Army. I am Tina Dixon and we are just about to get started with the powerlifting competition here at the Naval Air Station North Island in beautiful San Diego, California. Now behind me you can see the setup. We are going to start with on platform 1, the 55 kilogram weight class, and then on platform 2, the 79 kilogram weight class. There's been a lot of anticipation for this event and we are so excited to share the stories of the athletes competing. Now, as the host of the 2023 Department of Defense Warrior Games Challenge, the U.S. Army is committed to sharing the stories of resiliency and dedication of the many athletes competing here, as well as the tens of thousands that they represent. Thank you so much to the U.S. Army, so please take a moment and look at this message.
The soldiers of the U.S. Army stand watch around the clock, across the globe. They face a uniquely challenging lifestyle. That's where U.S. Army family and morale, welfare, and recreation plays a critical role, with programs designed to enhance their quality of life. Corporate partnerships with Army MWR are a powerful tool to weave your brand into military life experiences of today's well-educated and brand-loyal soldiers. Build your brand with the strength of the U.S. Army.
And a big welcome. Thanks for joining us here at Department of Defense Warrior Games, and it's all about powerlifting today. I am joined by Pat Parnell in the house.
Yeah.
Pat, here we go. We've been waiting for this one, 2018, the last time I was part of the Warrior Games. But we are in San Diego, and it is going to be awesome.
The stakes don't get any higher than this, and you have all the different service teams, and we're kicking it off with powerlifting. And what I love about powerlifting, of all the disciplines that are going to be represented here throughout the week in San Diego, is it's this intense battle with oneself. We're going to start, 3 flights competition, 3 competitive chances to really go at it. And this is really setting the tone for the rest of the week here.
So 3 opportunities to nail down what you're trying to do. And that's really not a lot of opportunities, because you put that first one, and if you're not successful, if it's a no lift, you're tired.
Well, what you'll see too is a lot of the competitors will come out. They're going to come out with a weight that they know they can do, and then build upon that.
Comfort zone, right?
It's a little bit of a comfort zone. I'll be surprised if we see a no lift on that first attempt. They'll have 3 attempts to really build from that. But it's the ultimate game of one-upmanship, but you're really battling yourself.
So you bring up the no lift. So if people may be new to powerlifting, so a no lift that's not a successful lift of the weight you're going for, correct?
Right. They're going to be looking for things like bouncing. We're not going to see bouncing off the chest. It has to be that clean lift. There's 3 commands: a start, press, and rack. These are things we're going to be watching for, but the ones that are really going to be watching are the judges. They know exactly what to look for, and all the competitors, they know, get that final call.
I like how you said bouncing off the chest.
Yeah.
That's probably why I would not do this event, because that would be the only way that I'm going to get that thing up there, is I'm going to bounce it off my chest and trying to get that thing as a rep.
Reminiscent of how we used to think we were bench pressing when we were younger, doing it completely wrong.
My football coach told me that was the correct way.
Yeah.
Now I'm realizing it is not.
You can sense the electricity as we're about to kick things off with our first flight. 3 flights, 3 competitive rounds, and as Tina mentioned at the top of the show, that 55-pound weight class along with 77-pound weight class.
So when you look at our list that we're showing you, you see the weight classes. That, of course, they're in kilograms on that. So you Canadians will definitely get this. But if you're watching American Soul, you might need a little understanding of the kilograms to LBs, right?
We will be breaking it down throughout the day. I know a lot of people watching out there not really well versed when it comes to metrics, but yeah, it's the established.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
We're going to convert on the fly.
So I mean, like you talk about, you talk about strategy. Strategy is so important. Getting that your comfort weight. So whatever your comfort weight that you want to rep, it's the weight that you think you can do pretty much as a lock. Like, I got this weight, I can do it, one try, boom, right? Is that
right?
But does that waste time? Shouldn't you try to go to a higher weight to start so you can build for a higher weight at the end?
Well, there's the physical aspect of a failed attempt, a no lift as they call it, but then there's the mental, and the fact that you 3 competitive attempts, and you really want to be successful and be able to build from that. That's going to be like it's this this intense game with oneself. That's going to be interesting to watch unfold with all of these athletes representing their own team.
And you can see everybody kind of getting ready to go here. So we'll be getting underway here. 7 body weight categories being represented. As Pat was saying, 3 attempts to get the weight you're trying to do. Now, this is an open classification sport, regardless of impairment. So this is wide open to compete in this one. You look at the Warrior Games created back in 2010 and dedicated to serving as a way to enhance the recovery and the rehabilitation of wounded warriors around the world. And it is awesome to see things get underway again. 2018, we're in Colorado, and things definitely got crazy right after that, but here we are back.
So interesting, too, it's going to be a bit of a 2-ring approach here. You're going to have to really kind of keep your eyes on both
Good point.
of the flights here.
So, yeah, what'll happen here is, as Pat's saying, we're going to go, there's 2 benches going at the same time, and let's listen in. You can see that they're talking about Dina Lee is going to be the first one to go here today, Pat.
And she'll have 2 minutes once she approaches.
Hey, Scott, come on over here.
So they put time on the clock. That's a 2-minute time that you have from being announced to where you sit down there and you try to get that rep. And Dina Lee, Sergeant Dina Lee from the Army. Crowd's starting to go raw, Pat. They're getting into it.
So Dana Lee, Sergeant, representing Team Army.
Joanna on platform 2.
55.12 on the LBs. And remember, things to look for, that start, the press, the rack, those commands. Judges will be watching closely.
Now you see him strapping in. Is that just for little fulcrum or something just to keep your body, your lower body still?
Yeah, keeping things stabilized.
So she has
Just looking for that unequal movement.
Dina Lee.
During the press portion, bar cannot move downwards.
So firm grip. And that's credited as a lift from the referee on that one.
There we go.
Dina Lee. So that's a complete, right? She gets 25 kilograms on that one.
And just like that, we said, you know, the competitors want to come in, they want to get that into that comfort zone and then build upon that.
And so Rochelle Brown, we'll see on bench number 1, or would that be bench? That would be bench 1, but they both say bench 1.
Rochelle Brown, just over 77 pounds. Representing Air Force. And we're seeing a lot of blue in the stands here today. A lot of Air Force fans coming out showing support. And you can see on the right of your screen, that is Gabby Varhola, just over 66 pounds, 30 kilograms.
I'm just trying to see that.
Keeping it clean and stable. You can see that control, very smooth. And she gets the green light. So far, we've seen all successful lifts.
And that's a confidence builder, you got to think. I mean,
Absolutely.
You're getting in on your first try. You got to feel pretty good about that.
It's a little bit of the wind in your sails, and that's what you'll see allows a lot of these competitors to bust into a weight that they maybe didn't think was possible.
So it kind of hypes you up in a way, right? Okay, you feel good, maybe the confidence. Get some of that flowing, the juice flowing in your blood, going, okay, I can do this. I can go a little bit.
But you feel it. There's a palpable electricity here right now, and we're just getting started. I mean, we're going to see the weights just start to really climb up there.
Do you feel like it gets contagious at a point where you see someone get that rep and it fires up the other athletes?
100%, especially on the team side. But as a competitor coming in from another team, knowing what other people's personal best is, and they're building on that. Yeah. So Nairi Cornejo, 35 kilograms, just over 77 pounds on the right of your screen. Sunshine Hassel, left of your screen, 40 kilograms, just over 88 pounds. Both competitors secured on the bench.
So we'll have Denise Medina. Denise Medina will be over there on bench 1 and bench 2. We'll have Charlotte Cardenas.
Pat Frascati. Hey, we're trying to figure out what the best way to. 77 pounds, 35 kilograms for Cardenas. And you hear the command. Successful on attempt number 1. And Charles also in that 45 kilos, just over 99 pounds. She finds success. For Team Army. A lot of blue in the stands today. You saw a little spirit. We've seen blue beards.
We have.
Yeah.
Got blue beards in the mix. Blue being represented. The Department of Defense Warrior Games here. Day number 1 of 10. We have Rhoda Vargas on the clock here on bench number 2. The Air Force. And Terry Charles, bench number 1, on the clock with 1:20 and counting. So the 2 minutes is what you have to have. You have 2 minutes to be able to get there and rep it.
Yep, allotted from the start to lift. And you need to show that control. When lowered to the chest, no bouncing, as we talked about earlier. That, smooth, no unequal movements. And also important, during that press portion, the bar can never move downwards. So one continuous movement, showing that commitment.
So if you make that mistake, what is that called? That's a no lift, correct?
Well, that relegates you to the 2 remaining competitive rounds. You'll have 3 chances to really build and see how much you can lift within that, the 3 allotted competitive rounds.
So once again, thanks for joining us here at Naval Air Station, North Island, Coronado Island. Powerlifting competition number 1 for the Department of Defense Warrior Games Challenge. 10 days of competition, DODWarriorGames.com.
No hesitation there from Vargas.
Not
Beautiful
at
lift.
all. And that was 35 kilograms too as well.
Yeah, you mentioned this is just the first day of competition. I am so excited. Wheelchair rugby coming up later today. It's going to be my first time diving in and really just unpeeling that sport. It's the intensity, the tenacity of these competitors.
It's a contact sport. That is 100%. It is a contact sport.
That's one way to say it, for sure.
So now we will have Jessica Durhammer on bench number 2 going for, or Victoria Kamir on bench number 2 going for 38 kilograms. Now Lita Quintello over on bench number 1 on the clock for 53 kilograms.
Hey guys, excuse me, man.
Yeah. So Victoria Kamir, 38 kilograms, almost 84 pounds for her opening salvo here in powerlifting.
So those numbers are increasing, that's for sure. Is the spotter wearing a kilt? He is.
Here you go. Who says kilts aren't appropriate? When it comes to powerlifting.
If you're Scottish, I think it's always a good thing.
So Victoria, no hesitation.
I'm not going to tell him it's not okay.
Yeah. Absolutely not.
Kind of a large dude.
No, but a big shout out and thank you to all the judges here. They really have put in the time and really keeping things accurate, and they know what to look for. There's so many subtleties to get that clean lift.
So Jessica Durhammer on the clock here, 38 kilograms on bench number 2. And Jasil Rama. It looks like Rama was having some trouble there on bench 1.
So that was a no lift.
Yeah, that was 3 attempts too. You'll see a red dot on the scoreboard behind the athletes if it's a no lift.
And waiting for that command. She gets the lift.
Count it.
Bearhammer nails
Count
it. You can see, visibly elated. You can see the excitement. They're happy with that opening lift. Great to see that.
She already had the fist bumps ready before she even got off the bench. She was fist bumping the whole entire crew right there.
Yeah.
And so now Janelle Lycon, bench number 1. And then Dawn Page on bench number 2 going for 52 kilograms on the clock with a minute 50.
Representing SOCOM. So starting to inch up, as we mentioned. You know, those weights are going to get higher and higher. Almost 115 pounds for Paige on this one.
Paige is set to go.
Bar
here.
stable. She gets that first command to start, then the press. She gets the rack.
Nice. So Dawn Page successful on the first try for 52 kilograms.
Come on, you guys.
Joe Lewis, bench number 1 on the clock for 65 kilograms. And we'll stack and rack Sydney Rose here on bench number 2. And she'll be attempting 60 kilograms. But right now, the focus is on Joel Lewis.
So Lewis, just under 144 pounds, 65 kilos for Lewis. And that 2-minute clock. LJ, what does that mean? Unable to...
And there you go.
Wow.
Sydney Rose, successful.
Really, really starting to push the envelope here.
She was fired. She was fired up at the beginning of the day. She was dancing to the music. She was just loose and ready to go.
Appropriately so.
There you go. So we'll put Crystal.
As we mentioned, 3 flights. All the competitors representing their respective teams. They'll get 3 competitive rounds. And as we get towards these later flights, like I said, we're going to see the weight just start to skyrocket, go north of 150 pounds, we expect.
So Elizabeth Campos will be on bench number 2. We have Crystal Fletcher on the clock over here on bench number 1. Crystal Fletcher going for 67 kilograms. And then Elizabeth Campos will go for 61 kilograms here on bench number 2. And so here we go. Fletcher going for 67. Fletcher gets it.
Stable all the way through, unwavering on that lift. You saw no bar movement. And that is a confident lift right there. And now Campos for SOCOM. Equally unfazed for Elizabeth Campos. Successful at 61 kilos, just under 134 pounds. And
so go ahead,
we
Pat.
talked about it at the top of the show, Brad. There's something deceptively exciting about powerlifting. you know, because you see what's going through each of the competitors' mindset, and they, you know, everyone's at their own level. It's very to each their own, and as they start to feed off the energy, and you can feel it in this room.
Yeah, you sure can. So here's how it's looking right now. Erica Neal will be on bench number 2, going for 64 kilograms. And over on
Antoniuk will be going, as you mentioned, 40 kilos, 88 pounds. But Erica Neal representing SOCOM.
So getting them all strapped in right now, ready to go here for their attempts. Joanna Antoniuk on bench 1, Erica Neal bench number 2. Joanna over on bench 1 is going to have to do the attempt first here, as her time is ticking out about a minute here and some change. Here we go. Joanna
showing stability.
40 kilograms.
And now the press. Trying to push through it. Does not get the call on that. Oh, it's trying to push through. You could see that bar cannot dip downward on that press portion. You have to continue the movement all the way through to the rack.
How do you erase that when you have you know, like a bobble like that? How do you erase that from your mind going into your next lift?
You just perseverance. If anything, if all the athletes, I mean, I think every single athlete here at the Warrior Games, they personify perseverance on all levels. The determination, I mean, the stories of resilience, and you're going to hear them for the next week. So many stories of resilience and perseverance. It's definitely inspiring on multiple levels.
And that's what you really have to give it up to, what the Warrior Games are all about. Dedicated to serving as a way they enhance the recovery and the rehabilitation of wounded warriors across America, and they do a great job. And the competitions have been amazing, and we're just getting started. Day 1 of 10, it's going to be awesome. It's not going to be awesome, Pat.
Pace yourself. Pace yourself.
Okay, all right.
We've got.
I'm going to hold on
we
here.
have so much to deliver over the course of a week.
So it's time to put our postman outfits on and make it happen. Denise Medina will be over there on bench. Well, they call bench 2, Denise Medina, and then we'll have Dina Lee over on number 1.
So this is Lee's second lift. Now coming in at 30 kilos, just over 66 pounds. So second lift. Remember, all competitors, 3 competitive rounds to climb their way, 3 attempts to get as high as they can with the weight. So
Dina Lee
trying to build on her successful first lift.
And I felt like she did not have a problem at all in that first lift. I thought that was relatively easy for her. So let's see if this causes a little bit of labor. Yeah, how far up she's going?
Yeah, jumping up 5 kilos. Successful on 25, now going for 30. So upping it just a little more. You can see a little bit more, and she gets the clean call.
Look at the elation here. Yeah, excited.
Brad, you're going to start to see the visible stoke as these athletes start to push to areas that aren't so comfortable. The pain, it's going to be evident. They're going to be just pushing through it.
I mean, not to be cliche, but no pain, no gain. I mean, we've heard that for many years. So Varhola here, Gabby will be next up on the second round here. 37 kilograms she'll be going for. Rochelle Brown will be looking for a 45 kilogram push. So let's get Gabby Varhola squared away here.
So jumping up 7 kilos on this second attempt for Gabby.
Representing the Navy. Here we go. Oh, no lift.
And you saw the wavering of that bar. We talked about that stability. You need, once you begin that press portion, bar cannot move downward. They're really looking at that equal, consistent movement.
So the referee, he is looking at that particular situation. If he sees that waiver, that's when he ends up calling the no lift. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So it's a time situation too, right? You got to do it faster.
Within that 2 minutes. All right.
So Jessica Durhammer is set for 43 kilograms here. And Sunshine Hassel will be going for 46 kilograms.
Durhammer was successful on that 38 kilo attempt on her first, and building upon that now in the 43 kilo zone. Just under 95 pounds for Durhammer. She is chalked up. Representing Team Air Force. Here we go. Stable so far. Slow, methodical, gets the clean call. Success on 43 kilos for Durhammer.
Did not look like she labored on that at all.
Yeah,
look at the face.
The face says it all. That's.
So what do you go do after that? So you get your lift, you feel good, you're round 2. How do you just keep that stoke alive to get back into it and know that the next round's coming up?
What's great is looking to the wings in these teams and how they get behind each other. And there's really no doubt in any of these competitors' minds that they're able to do it. But it doesn't hurt when you have that team behind you telling you, you got this.
Because you make a point saying, it's an individual sport, it's you, but when it just also comes down to it, you also have the support of your teammates that are there on the side, that are rooting you on and want to see you move on.
Yeah, well, the success of your team is relying on how you do in this discipline as well. As Hassel, she's successful with 46 kilos, just breaking the 100-pound mark, 101.41 pounds. And Vargas now trying to build off the success of the 35-kilo lift on her first competitive round, now at 43 kilos, just under 95 pounds.
So 43 kilograms for Rhoda Vargas. Time ticking away right now. You have 2 minutes from your announcement to where you must proceed. Let's see what Rhoda does here. Here we go. And
yeah,
nicely done, Pat.
Yeah, just undeterred. That was fortitude at its finest.
Yes.
Great to see that.
Smile ear to ear, Rhoda Vargas. And so now we'll keep moving along here. We're going to put Terry Charles on bench number 1 with an attempt at 53 kilograms. Cardenas will go for 44 kilograms.
And that's a decent jump from 35 kilos.
Yeah, that's legit.
You love to see that. You love to see that jump. Like I said, so much of what we're seeing today, they've already played it through. They know what they're comfortable with. They know what to eat. There's been very, very few no lifts on the first round.
I feel it's like your body is like your battery charger. It's like your battery is only going to last so long. So when you start getting a couple lifts in there, maybe you jump up a little higher to try and shock the senses. I don't know. I mean, you're only going to have so many attempts before you're not able to put the big weights in there. And if you're trying to win and get to the podium and if your weight class is bigger than the other weight classes, you got some competitors to get through. So Terry Charles on the clock. Charlotte Cardenas on the clock. Charlotte going for that 44 kilograms.
And probably expect Cardenas too to go north of 100. Her second attempt.
Terry Charles, I think, just benched at 53 kilograms up there on number 1. And Charlotte Cardenas, no lift on that one, Pat.
Yeah, awfully close. So unfortunate for Cardenas on attempt number 2. And Nairi Cornejo will follow. And Cornejo, successful at 35, will do that 10-kilo jump to 45 kilos, just south of 100 pounds.
And over on bench 1, Jaceel Rama getting strapped in right now, attempting the 55 kilograms.
So breaking it down for you unmetric savvy viewers out there, just over 121 pounds.
Yeah. So 121 and some change is what you're saying, right? Cecile Rama. That's a big number right there, 55 kilograms.
Well, let's remind everyone she wasn't successful on lift number 1 at 55, so she's repeating that. Got a no lift. Let's see if she can do it.
Here we go. She's pushing. No, not able to do it.
So
on a second attempt. So at that point, how can you even muster the energy to come back up there and try that at a third attempt? That seems nearly impossible.
Well, we're like I was saying earlier, there is going to be a lot of impossible becoming possible in the next 7 days.
The impossible becoming possible right here at the Warrior Games Challenge. Maria Cornejo over here on bench 2. A minute 39 on the clock to get this 45 kilograms up. Doing it for the Air Force. 45 kilograms. Here we go. The push. Count it. It's official like a referee's whistle.
Some raucous roars from Team Air Force in the stands. That was forceful.
Well, I mean,
very, very smooth with the movement, a lot of confidence. You can see it's visible in that lift how comfortable she is at that weight.
It's the Air Force, and we're not far from the Top Gun bar, the original one so there you go. Maybe that's firing them up out here for Air Force.
Guilty admission. I did go to the Top Gun bar yesterday afternoon.
Oh, look at that. Natalie Quintello. Boom. Goes the dynamite. 60 kilograms over there. So taking no prisoners out here today. Stacking them and racking them. What a competition. If this is any idea of what we're going to see for the next 9 days, you're in for it. And if you're watching this at home and you're not here in San Diego, share it with your friends. Let them know they can watch this too. Share the URL. Is that correct? It's called the URL, right?
Depends what generation.
Okay. Share it. Share the stream, VODWarriorsGames.com.
Okay.
Here we go. Victoria, come here. 46 kilograms. Get some.
So 2 clean lifts side to side, one at 70 kilos, the other at 46.
Nice. She's got a game face on. So Crystal Fletcher, that's 70 kilograms. Whoa.
Almost 155 pounds. Wow.
Oh, nice. Shut the front door.
You see the confidence, the authority, the difference of when you know you have it. And she's feeling it.
Oh, Marine Corps in the house.
Yeah. There's some Semper Fi.
There's some Semper Fi going on here. So Dawn Page now going for 53 kilograms. Doing it for SOCOM. Joel Lewis will go with 71 over on bench 1. But Dawn Page up first here. Dawn Page, the attempt, 53 kilograms.
Gets that command to start. Really quick down, press, and rack.
I look too easy, Pat. She had just her way with that. Dawn crushing that one.
And it'll be interesting to see where Dawn comes back and what weight she sets for that third and final attempt.
Well, I mean, she really didn't have any problem with that. I got to think that you could maybe stack a few more lbs or kilos on that, or kilograms, I mean.
Definitely looked comfortable throughout every phase. So 71 kilos for Jewel Lewis. 65 kilos, successful on her first of 3 attempts. So making a 6-kilo jump for her. Sydney Rose now going for 63 kilos, just under 139 pounds.
It looks like our first lift. Will Jewel make the attempt for? Yeah, Jewel's going first here. Jewel Lewis. Jewel Lewis. Look at that.
Yeah. And
butter.
Another successful lift for Team Army and Marine Corps. Sydney Rose representing.
Yep, Sydney Rose successful at 63
kilos.
Look at this. We talked about it getting contagious. It is. So Erica Neal will be up next on bench 2. Janelle Lycon will be looking for 75 kilograms over there.
Here's what's at stake for Erica Neal.
Talk to me, Pat. Talk to me.
Unsuccessful with that 64 kilos. She's going to take a second crack at the 64 kilo and then hopefully build on that. Clearly came in at 64 thinking, okay, I have 64. A little bit of a shocker, but she has so much in the tank. She can really, really get behind this and then build on that at that third attempt. Representing SOCOM, Erica Neal.
Got to just erase what happened on the last attempt and start fresh here.
And those of you watching, listen for those commands. The start, the press, the rack. Judges want to see that clean, smooth transition down to the chest, no bouncing, and as the bar moves up, it can never move downwards, and that during that press phase.
Oh, look at this. Janelle Lycan with 75. She's completing that one.
Oh. Yes. Just over 165 pounds. Now, shifting focus to Erica Neal. Second attempt at 64 kilos.
Here we go. Oh, look at this. Does she have it? No. Oh, so close. And if you don't get it right away, it seems like you're almost destined not to be able to put that thing up. You don't have a lot of time.
The longer you sit in that press phase, if you're right in the middle of it, it's just, it drains everything you have.
Tough break right there. Joanna Antonuik will be up on That's 1. She got 150 on the clock to put up 43 kilograms over on bench number 1. Elizabeth Campos here on bench 2 will look at the whopping 74 kilograms to put that up. So some adjustments being made over here as Joanna Antonuik will get down and look for 43 kilograms here. Pat, can she do it?
Third attempt. It started at 35, went to 40, and now at 43 for Joanna.
Here we go.
Picture perfect.
Count it. Count it. Oh, my goodness.
So 3 successful attempts. And she draws her line in the sand at 43 kilos for her weight class. And now Campos. Third attempt at 64 kilos. Campos, Elizabeth Campos, looking for that successful clean lift.
Wait, 74, right? 74 kilos?
74 kilos, yeah. There we go.
Oh. Wow, okay.
74 kilos. My apologies, I was looking at Neal and Neal's attempt at that 64 kilo mark. So jumping up, you can see.
Oh man, she is pumped.
Just showing the happiness of what that feels like. Just the adrenaline, the serotonin's all pumping through your body after getting that successful lift.
So come in the house. Rochelle Brown going for 48. Count it! Rochelle Brown responding. Air Force looking solid over there.
So approaching our third attempts in our 3 flights, as we say in powerlifting.
A flight. How would you explain what a flight is for someone who's new to powerlifting?
We could say it's
like a start list. Okay,
around a heat. a heat, if you will.
I learned flights is beer, where there's different samples. That's not the same thing, right?
Of course you would. Of course you would.
Well, I mean, I'm just speaking my language. I get it.
Yeah, no, 100%. And we should just remind everyone watching, following the women's heats here. We're going right into the men's. We're going to be crowning winners today. Going then right into wheelchair rugby later this afternoon. So, got a full plate.
All killer, no filler, Pat.
Pretty much.
So Sunshine Hassel right now going for 50 kilograms here. Bench number 1. Here comes the push.
Unsuccessful at 46. That's a lot.
She's not going to get it.
But I love that mindset. Unsuccessful with that 46, comes back and wants to go for 50. So Lee started at 25 kilos, jumped to 30, and now she's up to 36 kilos. Sergeant.
That's so far off, I'll never remember that.
Dina Lee, representing Army.
Yes.
And a no lift for Lee on her third attempt. You saw that bar dip down.
Yep.
That unwavering, that unequal movement. Those are things that the judges just laser focused on the technique. Everything has to be precise.
It was that
and
right
confident.
arm. That right arm just got a little wonky there for her. And wasn't able to get that thing up. Now we're looking at Denise Medina going for 51 kilos.
So 51 kilos. Takes her time on that press. Wow.
She really had to hold that just to show the judges that she was confident and she had the lift, right?
Shows that control. You're waiting for those commands, the start, the press, and then the rack.
And so
now Gabrielle Varhola, 38 kilos. So her story has been this: successful at 30, came back, tried to up it to 37. And what does she do on her third attempt? Oh, let's add an extra kilo on that, just for good measure.
Well, that's kind of the breathing room tactic, I like to say. You get yourself more breathing room above the rest of the competitors, gives you a chance to get on that podium when the dust is cleared.
So trying to persevere and push through a no lift on her second attempt. This is the third and final lift for Gaby.
Look at this. Look at this. Are you kidding me?
And that is powerlifting at its finest. After the no lift on her second attempt, how pumped is she right now?
My goodness.
Incredible.
Confidence. Look at the confidence. Navy crew going wild over here. And so Jusia Rama now, a minute to go here to be able to put up that 55 kilos there on number 1. Cardenas will get locked and loaded here at number 2.
And for Rama, you know, every competitor, they're in their own mindset. For Rama right now, unfortunate, a no lift on attempt number 1 and 2, trying to come back and looking for that clean lift. Here we go.
Oh, no
doesn't
lift
get the call.
You know, there was a couple points in there where it looked like she was going to get that thing up, and
you can almost feel the burn watching some of these lifts. You know how much they're pushing through.
Cardenas now here in the third round on bench number 2, looking for the 44 kilos here. We'll see Jessica Durhammer on deck. But it's all about Cardenas here with 44 kilograms stacked and racked.
So was successful on her first attempt at 35 kilos for Cardenas. Second attempt, got the no lift at 44 kilos, did that 9 kilo jump. So she's going to mirror her second attempt at 44 kilos here. Trying to stay limber, loose. She's chalked up and focused, looking for
Here we go.
It's the first command there to start.
Cardenas
brings it down.
There's the push. No lift.
And a no lift. You saw really taking her time after getting that call for the start. And then wasn't able to press it up.
And we'll look to Terry Charles now on the bench over here, round 3, bench number 1. Terry Charles looking for 57 kilos here on bench number 1. And then we'll put Durhammer over here on 2 here in the 3rd round, and she'll look for 45.
And Durhammer's been very, very precise in her approach, the way that she's been jumping up. Did that 38 to 43 jump and then to 45 kilos.
And that's
shifting gears back to Terry Charles.
57. That's equivalent to 125.66 pounds. That number for Terry Charles. 57 kilos. Time to get her done. Here we go, Terry Charles, Jessica Durhammer, Terry Charles, both coming down almost at the same time here.
Now the press.
Terry Charles up. Oh, Jessica Durhammer up, both of them. Completes it. So Durhammer with 45 and then Charles with 57 at the same time.
And such a great moment. Such a great moment for Team Air Force. 2 successful lifts. Both athletes really stepping it up on their 3rd and final attempt. You love to see that, and when it's happening simultaneously, it just makes it that much more exciting.
I mean, we might have a new sport. Synchronized powerlifting. We just created it.
Don't give me any ideas, Brad.
Okay. So Nalani Quintello.
It is, you try to break it down, people that haven't been in an arena when it's happening, but there is a palpable electricity. And it doesn't matter if it's, powerlifting, clean and jerk, snatch, weightlifting in itself it's something that there's a kinetic component that it's hard to put into terms. You need to experience it.
So Nalani Quintello over on bench number 1, round 3, 65 kilos. She's going for Nari Cornejo on bench number 2, 3rd round. She's looking for 50 kilos here. That's the equivalent of 110 pounds and some change. But right now it is Quintello going for the attempt. 65 kilos. Does she have it, Pat?
What? Oh! Where did she find the afterburners in that lift? Quintello, unbelievable. That was incredible to watch. And now Cornejo, 50 kilos.
Air Force.
Oh!
Boom!
Also push.
That's an Air Force flyby right there. Boom!
I'm just going to buzz the tower. Yeah. 35, 45, and then successful with 50 kilos. 5 kilo jumps with each attempt. Beautiful.
Air Force bringing the heat, Pat. Bringing the heat here. And so now Victoria Camille will be on bench 2, round 3, looking at 52 kilos. 73 on the other side, bench 1, Jewel Lewis. Jewel Lewis will be up first over here. And she is attempting for Team Army, 73 kilos.
And also successful on her first 2 attempts of 65 kilos, then 71, and then ups it just a little more, 73 kilos, as you mentioned, just under that 161-pound mark. Really seeing Team Army kind of find their flow in these 3rd and final attempts.
Yeah, it's
and just a reminder. I'm sorry?
It's unofficial, but you got to look at Air Force right now. I feel like they've really been bringing the A game. The last few reps we've seen, Air Force has been coming out shining.
Well, I think I spoke to their coach earlier, who you can really hard to miss in here with the blue beard. There's a lot of spirit. Maybe that's fueling the Jets here.
And that beard was blue overnight, too, by the way.
Well, spirit's a funny thing. It can just happen. You just get caught up in it.
We got our Scottish spotters out here. We got blue beards.
Lewis with 73 kilos.
Here we go. Lewis putting it up. Look at this.
Yeah.
Oh, count that.
Oh, yeah.
That is what I'm talking about.
Guess who's happy? For
I would
Team
say
Army, Lewis, you saw when she came down and she got that and the command for the press, there was just a second where there was a slight waver and she said, no, I'm pushing through.
Yeah, no doubt about it. She wanted that one. Victoria Kamir now going for the 52 kilos. Here we go. The push for another one for Team Army. She does not get it. No lift. So frustration there for Team Army. Crystal Fletcher will line things up for the Marine Corps.
But Kamir definitely can hold her head up high with those two previous successful lifts. Definitely leaving something on the board, something for the team to work with here. Looking for that personal best, but really wanting to represent your service team, whether that be SOCOM, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, Marines.
Fletcher at 75 kilos here on bench one, representing the Marine Corps.
Oh, and she wants to hear the crowd.
She is hard of hearing, and she wants to hear the crowd.
Yeah.
She's playing the air violin. I've not seen that technique.
75 kilos.
Was that an air violin? I think it was. Here we go.
Crowd getting behind Fletcher. 75 kilos on the bar.
Come on.
Pushing. Does she have it?
No. Oh. It's the crowd's fault. She was asking for applause.
You saw just in that press portion, there was a little movement of the bar, and that's...
And just still so fired up. Okay, now we got Dom Page looking at 60 kilos here for SOCOM.
This is a big jump. She got the no lift at 53 kilos, decides I'm going to add 7. Does she have it?
What? Where did that come from?
Finding that extra gear. Sometimes that slight defeat, you come back stronger, more tenacious, more hungry.
It's that little extra in ordinary that makes it extraordinary, Pat.
Yeah.
And she feels good about that one. Janelle Lycon will get ready for 78 kilos. That's a big weight right there. And Erica Neal will look to another one. But Dom Page will be coming up here on bench 2. So thanks for joining us out here. Your Naval Air Station here in North Island, Coronado Island. The ever so beautiful Coronado Island. Powerlifting, day number 1 here, your Warrior Games Challenge. 1 of 10, DODWarriorGames.com. If you're watching it at home, thanks for joining us. Tell your friends, because Dom Page is going for 60 kilos and Janelle Lycon's going for 78. Boom.
So, Janelle Lycon, you mentioned 78 kilos, just shy of 172 pounds. She was successful at 65 kilos first attempt, then jumped up to 75, trying to up it now even further. 3 attempts.
Here we go, Janelle. The push. Oh, she's going to get it. She's going to get it. Count that. Whoa.
Yep. Got that bar, kept it stable. You saw was very, very methodical, taking her time, but had the strength to push through that.
Here's Paige. Here's Paige. Oh, look at this. She almost has it. Can she get it? Look at this. Oh, my gosh.
60 kilos. Whoa. You saw the focus of our judges completely laser locked on that bar. And she's asking, what was going on there? I just had to persevere. I think she was saying, wasn't sure if she could hear the command. But nonetheless, successful lift.
I will say this. It is hard to hear the commands because the crowd is so into
loud.
It, because everybody's out here.
So we can only blame just the spirit and the fever of the crowd.
Yeah, it's everybody else. Yep. So we're getting through it. The guys will be taken to the action here pretty quick as we finish up the women's side of things here.
Really cool, too, that we mentioned you're kind of shifting gears from the women to the men, but the camaraderie between
100%.
these athletes, not in all disciplines, but watching them train in the gym here yesterday. Just an incredible sense of support and the way that they push each other and help train. It's really a great thing to see. As you see Erica Neal. Now, Neal's story is at 64 kilo. It's bent her Achilles heel, trying to push past that. This will be our third and final attempt. 2 no lifts at 64 kilos. Just a little over 141 pounds. So Erica Neal representing SOCOM.
This is a big one right here for her. As we round down here on round 3 for the women, the final round. Last opportunities here. Here's Erica Neal pushing 64.
I think she has it. Is it in there?
Oh!
You saw just the bar slightly move downward, and just with that, millimeters.
Felt like that. It was that right arm was pushing it. It looked like it was going to go to the top, and then it just lost a little bit on the edge. Every
competitor taking a different approach. Some come in knowing where they want, and then some they shoot for the stars. They maybe go for a weight that they know it's there, but
I feel like
every day's different.
I feel like I'd go over the hardest weight I could, because I knew that I didn't have much in the tank, and if I only was going to get 3 opportunities.
The Babe Ruth approach. You swing for the stands. Yeah.
So Sydney Rose on bench 2, going for 67 kilos.
$67 kilos.
Oh, there you go.
Completely unfazed.
Yeah.
Completely unfazed.
The gun show for Sydney Rose.
Doing it for the Marine Corps team.
The Rose of the Marine Corps. And she rose to the occasion, Pat.
Oh, wow.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Is day 1 and we're already getting into the dad jokes. Wow.
Gosh darn it. Wow. I should not have said that. It was low-hanging fruit. I had to just grab it.
I'm going to count. I'm going to keep a dad joke counter on you, FYI.
All right. Let's check in with. We're going to get Tina Dixon to catch up with Janelle Lykin. Let's send it down to Tina Dixon with more. Tina, what's going on?
Yeah, thanks so much, Brad J. What a performance, Janelle Lykin. 78 kilos on that platform, too. You seemed very methodical there at the end of that attempt. Just take us through it.
I just knew that I had to put the weight up, so I dug in and I did it.
Your reaction was priceless. Walk us through that moment as well.
Well, I PR'd there too, so it was a pretty emotional moment.
Yeah, everyone was cheering you on. This is such a great atmosphere. Talk about the camaraderie of the other women and just the fans in general.
Well, I have most of my family here, for one, so that was helpful. My team and the camaraderie of even just the other branches cheering us on is great.
Yeah, this is just day 1. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
All right, Brad.
Yes, catch it up with Janelle Lykin right there. And now back to Elizabeth Campos. Thank you, Tina. 75 kilos.
Oh!
Pat, no lift.
Right on that precipice, pushing oneself to the brink. You get the grimace, the smile, call it what you want, but you know she was giving it everything she had at that point. You're holding in that press portion. You're basically putting it all out there, everything you have.
Did you say presser, Vince? What did you say?
The pressure of the press.
I'm going to need a thesaurus with this guy over here.
Okay. Oh, precipice.
Yeah,
the precipice of the press.
I don't know that.
Okay.
It shows my stupidity at this point.
So Wade Spann coming in on the men's side here, just shifting right into our flight of male competitors representing the Marine Corps. Going for 227 pounds. No problem for Spann. Successful on lift number 1.
Wade not messing around with 103 kilos. He's rolling with those gold bling shoes too.
So seamless into our first of 3 flights on the men's side here in powerlifting, day number 1 of 7.
So Gabriel Lomas here on bench number 2, going with 69 kilos. Frank Lash. Frank, don't call me Francis Lash, looking for 106 kilos.
And don't touch his stuff. You don't call him Francis, and you don't touch his stuff.
I was wondering if you were going to back
Lash.
me up.
Oh, yeah, I got that. Come on.
Francis Frank Lash.
Who doesn't love the classic Bill Murray movie Stripes? Come on.
I mean, armed forces, it kind of fits.
Gabriel Lomas.
So look at Frank.
69 kilos.
Well, Frank Dog just put that up at 106.
And now, no problem for Gabriel Lomas. 69 kilos on the bar, representing SOCOM.
Lomas making it happen right off the bat. We'll have Pierre Sturgis over on bench number 1. He'll be looking at 107 kilos. Sturgis actually created that bike thing in North Dakota that they do out there.
Really?
Sturgis?
No.
He had nothing to do with that. He might ride a motorcycle. I don't know.
Long line of Harley riders.
Pierre Sturgis, bench number 1, 107. He's looking for Noah Strunk. 70 kilos for Army on bench number 2. But Marine Corps.
You can see just taking the time, getting in that mindset, knowing you have what it takes. Your body is basically almost working against you. It's telling, not possible, not possible. But your mind can say something different. And that is the difference that can get you into those weights that are so hard to reach.
I almost feel like that was a song quote there. My mind says no, but my body keeps telling me. So Sturgis going for the 107 here. Doing it for the Marine Corps. Semper Fi. Let's see what he's got. Can he knuckle this up right off the bat? Equaling 235 pounds and some change. Here it goes.
Now the press.
Boom.
Wasting no time. He has things to do. He's got errands to run.
Yeah,
he just
he's
ran right through that.
He's
Great
off
to
next.
see. Successful on 107 kilos. Now switching over to Noah Strunk. 70 kilos, just under 155 pounds on the bar. Pushes through it.
Oh, ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Strunk getting that one done.
0 sweats broken on that one. You can see he is amped. He's ready for attempt number 2. To remind everyone, each of our competitors, as we go through our flights, 3 flights, 3 attempts. So it's really important that you come in at a weight and kind of build from that. Some people do take the attempt, like you said, all or nothing, trying to find that lightning in a bottle. But it's really, I think, about building and getting,
it's a chess
growing
match
on that.
Are you going chess?
I was going more maybe hexagonal dice, Dungeons and Dragons. No, a little bit of a chess, but it's a personal battle.
Jackson Williams looking at 125 kilos on bench number 1, doing it for SOCOM. Here on bench number 2, Brandon Sullivan for the Air Force, and he is looking at 75 big ones to try and put up. Big ups to DJ Hex on the 1s and 2s. Keeping the flow out here today.
He has been, the energy has been high since early morning hours. All the athletes starting to arrive.
He doesn't have an ingress. It just goes straight to, this one goes to 11, Pat.
Yeah. There's always cowbell in the mix.
Okay,
so Sullivan is now
He's going first, I think, here.
75 kilos.
There we go. Brandon Sullivan. Let's go, Brandon, here. 75.
Yep.
Oh, Brandon crushing it. Like it was nothing. Jackson Williams.
275 pounds, just under 276, like it's nobody's business. Williams really setting that bar high. We mentioned as we go throughout the day, the weights are going to just get a little scary for some.
But the bar actually, it's the same height. The actual weightlifting bar.
It's a metaphor. When I say, it's a different bar. But yes.
You're not raising the actual bar because it depends on your height or your arm reach, right?
Yeah.
So Kevin Coleman, 125 over on bench one. He's going forward, doing it for SOCOM. Joshua Martin doing it for SOCOM. Back-to-back SOCOMs here. He's Joshua Martin looking for 85 kilos.
And that's just over 187 pounds, those that are metrically challenged.
Thank you.
On deck will be Brian Castillo. So Martin, as you mentioned, representing Team SOCOM. So great to see the different branches battling it out here at the Warrior Games.
Here we go, Joshua Martin, 85 kilos. Can he do it?
Gets the command, now the press.
Oh,
wow.
I was actually trying to create drama there, but he didn't need any. He knuckled that thing.
Yeah. Very, very comfortable on his first attempt of 3. Successful with 85 kilos. And how it works with these flights, we start in all the weights as you go down through the heat or the flight.
Yep.
Weights start to tick up, but the great thing to watch is how individuals, sometimes you'll have no lifts on, one competitor won't get a successful lift. And then it's these others that really start to one up each, and then they see what the rest of the field is doing. That's playing into it constantly.
Kevin Coleman now 125. Here we go with the lift for Coleman. Can he do it?
Oh.
Count it.
With authority.
That's 125. That's no joke. That's 275 elbows right there. That is a lot of weight.
That's close to a refrigerator above your head if you just do the math.
Okay.
Yeah, locked and loaded.
A loaded refrigerator? Half full? How about the freezer?
No freezer. No freezer.
Brian Castillo.
That, but it's pretty close.
Brian Castillo looking at 98 kilos here for SOCOM. Castillo's going to try and pump up 98. We're going to do Vincent Cavazos. What are you going with on that, Pat?
Vincent Cavazos.
I like Cavos. Cavazos. It's just fun to say. Here's Castillo.
Castillo now.
216 pounds, 98 kilos. Here we go.
Gets the call for the start. Clean with the press. Racks it.
Perfectly done right there. Well,
So
the referees are intense too, aren't they?
We have not seen one no lift in our men's flight here.
Dudes are bringing it right now. Here's Vinny over here looking at 125. Cavazos puts it up. Does he get it?
Yeah, no problem. Just shy of 276 pounds.
Flight C, start warming up.
And
On platform 2.
Welcome everybody joining us at home right now here, watching us here at Coronado Island, the Naval Air Station, North Island. Pat Parnell, I don't know how he passed the background check to get in here, but he is here next to me.
There was some due diligence, I'll tell you. Entering any base. Yeah.
I grew up next to.
Always like to get that call to go to Camp Pendleton or down to church right next to Old Man's there. That's always a perk.
I grew up next to Vandenberg Air Force Base, so we did a lot of base time. A lot of surfing on the base. Justin Rad Bill. And he's got the bill of lifting up 102 kilos right here, Pat.
Oh, you can see.
Yeah. Kind of shaking from the start.
Conversation with our judge. Okay. So a little bit of the bar presentation.
Oh, yes.
So Rad Bill coming in with a lot of weight. Wow, comes back from that.
Gets it. Oh my.
Unbelievable. Wow, after a little bumpy ride on that first, right getting to that start command and then came back. That sometimes can just rattle your kind of your mental acuity.
Take you out right there. Jeffrey Jones over on bench 1, 85 kilos. Juan Arguello will be over here on number 2. But over to Jeffrey Jones. Here we go. Can he get it? The push.
Yeah.
Count it. Jeffrey Jones. Boom.
85 kilos for Jones. And as mentioned, yet to see a no lift in these first attempts of 3.
Arguello now up next. Juan Arguello, 106 kilos. Sporting the shades in here. Doing it for the Marine Corps. Spotters in position. Here we go for Juan. 106. Can he do it? Bringing it down.
Oh, yes. Nails it.
Nicely done. Arguello making it happen.
There was a little bit of wavering coming down on that and getting to the press. Really made up for it with just the confidence, the way that he got that press up.
And now looking at Tanksley, Jeremy Tanksley. The Tank looking to put one up here at 92 kilos. Here we go. The push. Lock those elbows. Count that.
Wow, Tanksley really pushed through that. You could see that right arm really finishing, getting the job done for 92 kilos.
Michael Haley over here now. We'll look at 107 on the kilo chart. Doing it for the Army.
And that's just under 236 pounds. For someone of Haley's stature, that's a lot of weight.
I was wondering how you were going to frame that, because he does not look like a very big guy.
Well, he definitely fit as can be cut.
Yeah.
But in terms of size and weight, I mean, the sheer probably ratio muscle to mass going on right. Very fit individual.
Can an ant lift like 10 times its weight or something like that?
Well, fortunately, ants don't have a service team here.
There's no branch of ants.
No branch of ants.
No, don't have that.
So representing Army, Michael Haley, 235.89 pounds. Here we go. Attempt number 1 of 3.
Look at this.
Haley knows what is in his toolbox of abilities, and I expect watch that level, that amount of weight start to pop up there. He definitely has more in the tank.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
And once again, not a big guy, but he can put up big numbers, that's for sure. Now we look at Wade Spahn. Wade Spahn going up and looking at 106 on the kilos, bench 1.
Yeah, now
Anthony.
We're in our second attempts over off to the left with Wade.
Yeah.
And this is where it gets exciting. Started at 103, came back now with a 106 kilos on the bar, just under 234 pounds.
What a way to start things off here for your Warrior Games Challenge here, day number 1, the Naval Air Station, North Island.
And you saw Wade, after that successful first lift, very, very filled with emotion, definitely feeling the stoke and the energy here. Here we go.
Don't be in headbutt range if he pulls this off. Here we go. Wade!
Oh! Held it there just for good measure. getting the rack. And Wade definitely wearing that emotion on his sleeve. That camaraderie, all these athletes pushing one another. Now, Jake Anthony attempting 139 kilos.
306 pounds. Here we go for Jake. Jake putting it out. Get out of here. Yes.
Unbelievable. One of SOCOM's finest. Just nerves of steel. You can see that focus. Completely unfazed. You can only imagine just the amount of adrenaline after lifting anything north of 300 pounds, if you could do that. Suspend your belief.
Well, you're right. I just looked at something that says things that weigh 300 pounds. Refrigerators weigh 300 pounds.
Yeah.
A 3-seat sofa weighs 300 pounds. A pool table weighs 300 pounds. A 3D printed car weighs 300 pounds. And an NFL player, Will Persak, also weighs 300 pounds. So there you go. Oh, and an upright piano. There you go. There's your 300 pounds.
And that's why I never agree to help friends move a piano. Ever. Even if it's a case of beer and a pizza, I'm like, no. You can hire movers or call one of our athletes here. They can do it with one hand.
So Lomas, Gabriel Lomas, looking at 73. That's 160 pounds. That's my weight back in 11th grade. Here goes Gabriel on this one. Second round for Gabe. 73. Can he put it up? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Just like Bob the Builder. Nicely done right there. Pierre Sturgis going to be looking at 114.
And if you can catch the boards behind each of our benches here, we see a lot of green. A lot of success so far. I've yet to see a no lift. I hope not to. I just love to see the success all these athletes are having. Now Sturgis going for just under 252 pounds. A lot of weight in the bar for him, but
he's got it.
No problem.
He just clicked
whatsoever.
it in. With the chest pound to finish it off.
Jackson Williams will be up next on that flight, but
waiting for Noah Strunk. Yeah, there it is.
Representing Army. Now Strunk was successful at 70 kilos, jumps it up a whole 8 kilos. PFC Noah Strunk lifting for Team Army.
Strunk 78. Jackson Williams will be looking at 132 over on bench number 1.
And you remember how Strunk came off that first lift. Little extra excited. Hopefully he's trying to carry that momentum, that excitement into attempt number 2. Build on that with 8 kilos extra.
Gotta carry the mo. Gotta carry the mo. Here we go. Strunk. Can Strunk put it up? 78 kilos. Here we go. Looks like he's got it. He does.
Really was patient, waiting for that call on the press. Remember, those 3 commands are waiting to hear from the judge: the start, the press, and then the rack.
And you forgot to scream at the end, Matt.
Yeah.
There's a scream bar. Yeah, Strunk.
That's individual discretion. Do as you may. But it is so cool to see how each of these athletes are. They have their own boundaries and limits. Williams now 291, and wow, right there, a no lift for Williams. So our first no lift on the men's front here.
So he'll have to go back to the drawing board and see if he can get that at a second time. As we look at Brandon Sullivan now, 85 kilos is what he's looking for. That's 187.39 pounds, doing it for the Air Force with 1:30 on the clock to put this rep up. Final preparation being done here as our spotters get into position for Brandon Sullivan. 85 kilos. Here we go.
Want to find that perfect balance under the bar. Gets that command. Here it comes. And a successful lift, number 2 for Brandon Sullivan. Made that
nice
10-kilo jump on attempt number 2. Then he'll have that third and final attempt. Really, these building blocks are, you're putting money in the bank account, and you want to end with the highest number if possible.
Building a house, man. Got to start with the foundation. Taking a look over here at Kevin Coleman. Kevin Coleman, look at that. He is stacked with 297.62 on that. That's 135 kilos for Kevin Coleman over here on bench number 1. Doing it in a big way for SOCOM if he can pump this up. Just a couple pounds shy of 300. Here we go for the big man, Kevin Coleman. Can he do it? Pushing it up. You got to count that one. My goodness.
There was a second there, Coleman, you thought he was starting to kind of let that bar tip, and then he just tapped into that manimal mode and was able to push through just shy of that 300 mark, as you pointed out. That is going to do wonders going into his third and final attempt on a lift. I would be very, very shocked if he doesn't go north of 300 pounds.
Now we look to Joshua Martin here on bench 2, 102 kilos. He's going forward, doing it for SOCOM. Here's the attempt. No problem. Wow. Walk in the park.
Take his pulse. I mean, unbelievable how calm and collected he seemed through that lift. I could say add another 15 kilos. He's
sandbagging out here today, huh? Vincent Cavazos up next over on bench 1. Now he's going for the big amount. He's doing the 137 kilos. That's 302.03 pounds. That's a refrigerator. It's a piano.
A small piano. Maybe not a grand, but yeah.
No.
That's a lot of weight above your head.
So literally is what you're saying is you could walk over with a fridge and put it on top of him, and if he was bench pressing a fridge, that's about the same.
Wow.
Can he look at this? Look at this. Oh. Did he not count that on? That was a no?
Yeah, two red lights. It's a no lift. Yeah. So the judges, like I said, at the second in that press portion, the bar starts to become uneven, unequal movements, and then if ever it moves downward,
you can see Luker's left. You can see how the bar was just coming in underneath the clips. Here's Brian Castillo, 102 kilos. Look at Castillo. Yeah. Castillo for SOCOM. Nice.
Very slow and steady approach for Castillo on that. Definitely paying dividends, as was successful at attempt number 2, 102 kilos, just under 225 pounds.
Jeffrey Jones will be up over on number 1, looking at 91 kilos as we look to Justin Radbill right here.
Now remember, Radbill on first attempt, there was a little bit discrepancy how the bar was delivered. So he wants to make sure everything, that height, everything is right up to spec.
Yeah, because I think that was a spotter issue, wasn't that, on his first one? The spotter was possibly not in place.
Upton gets strapped in on this one. Okay.
So referees standing by here with Justin Radbill about ready to try and push up 111 kilos, 244.71 pounds for SOCOM. Jeffrey Jones on the clock over on bench number 1, looking at 91 kilos for him. So we'll see how this plays out. Justin Radbill up first.
9-kilo jump on this second attempt. Radbill.
Oh,
undeterred, delivering yet another successful lift. Had 102 on attempt number 1, 111, and he'll just build on that. And you start to see a little bit of a smile on Radbill there. He was ever so slightly.
You see the shake, that he has a lot of shake from the start, but he's able to just channel that and push that thing up. So Jeremy Tanksley will go over to bench number 1 here in the second round. Juan Arguello will go over here to number 2. Juan looking at 113 kilos. That's 249.12 pounds. And you look over to Jeremy Tanksley, who's going to be going up there on number 1. He's going to be looking at 94 kilos. That's 207 pounds over there.
And so notable mention, Tanksley now in that third and final attempt. But Arguello
gets it.
113 successful on second attempt there, so he'll have a third and final chance. But getting back to my point with Jeremy Tanksley, now we're in that third and final attempt. This is going to be your last salvo that you can go after the rest of the competitive field.
This is it.
How heavy can you get? What is that last mark in the sand that you can draw?
The big hurrah. This is it. Are you going out? Are you staying in? The little powerhouse of Michael Haley, who's been crushing well behind his, is coming out.
On a great rhythm. 75 kilos, successful. Then 85. Now coming in.
Can he get it? He's not going to be able to get it, no.
Yeah.
And that will do it. Jeremy Tanksley not able to get that up. Now we can focus here on Michael Haley right now. Like, he's not a very big dude, but he is fit and he can put up some weight. He's looking at 115. That's massive.
What was really visibly, kind of shocking, you see Haley, just the speed and the confidence that he's pushing through these power lifts.
Yeah. The final preparations getting Haley locked in here. 115.
Just under 254 pounds for Haley here. Attempt number 2. Here we go. Yeah. And with the heavier weight comes a little bit of wavering, but that sheer determination, fierce. You could see it. Face says it all.
There, I look at his weight category that he's competing in. You got to think that he's just a favorite to get up on that podium in that number 1 spot. The weight, because the weight class means so much, and he's in a smaller weight class, but he definitely is not small in stature. Here we go, Wade Spahn, not able to get it, so Wade denied at 110. Pat,
no lift, just under 243 pounds.
Had his
Wade
first 2.
was really on a nice roll. He had that 103, then the 106. I thought, okay, definitely coming back. Just getting a little behind on that last weight.
Jake Anthony now set over here on bench 2 for SOCOM, looking at 145. That's 319 pounds. That's bigger than a fridge. That's a fridge that's loaded with a bunch of steaks that are frozen in the freezer.
Give me a couple T-bones, please.
A couple of T-bones.
Porterhouse, yeah.
So Jake Anthony, 145. Frank, don't call me Francis Lash over here on number 1. He's going to put up 116. Can he do it? Can Frank get it done? No. Lash denied at 116. Back to Jake Anthony, 145. Not going to be able to get it.
So they're waiting for that. Waiting for that command, that start. So I think it might have been a little preemptive for Jake Anthony. So
yeah, it's so important. So important to pay attention to the referees, your spotters. Like, you don't want to waste any added energy.
He just exhausted a good amount of stamina and strength in the tank.
So just got to take a couple of deep breaths. You got 41 seconds. You got time on the clock here to put this up. Okay. Going to shake the arms off a little bit. Jake Anthony, 319 pounds.
Staggering weight.
145 kilos. Here it goes. He's down. He's pushing.
Wow.
And he counts it.
Wow! That just happened. Unbelievable. Well, looks like he got, oh yeah, okay, a little bit of a call there. So
right at the end.
Thought he had it.
Yeah. Oh, unfortunate. Looked like he had it. The referees are the eyes. They see everything there right there.
Well, they're checking all angles, too. Like I said, that bar dipping, the unequal movements, if it goes downward at any point during the press, they are meticulous. This just in, the judges, kind of critical.
Yeah. This just in, judges are critical.
They're watching, judging.
I always wondered when judges go home and have food, do they like rate things like son mows the lawn? Son,
no,
that
I
is
think you want to turn it
no
off.
lift.
Turn off that filter.
Gabriel Lomas, 77. Pierre Sturgis
now, 121 kilos. Just under 267 pounds.
Boom!
And Sturgis finds his extra gear on third attempt, 121 kilos. Has to be happy with that lift.
Marine Corps responding big. Gabriel Lomas, SOCOM's very own, looking at 77 kilos. Lomas. Count it.
Pushes through, so Lomas, 3 successful lifts, inching up with each one. That's a textbook approach. Very, very smart, tactical approach for Lomas.
So what a great day. Day number 1 here at the Naval Air Station, North Island, Coronado Island, powerlifting here. Warrior Games Challenge. Day number 1 of 10. And the webcast. So happy to have the webcast on board.
So much more to come as we go through the week here in San Diego. As Jackson Williams, representing SOCOM, was unsuccessful at 132 his second attempt. Successful in his first attempt of 125 kilos, but now matching that 132.
Maybe jumping a little too high off that. We'll see what he gets here. As we're looking. 132, he's pushing.
Just under 292 pounds.
Here we go. The push for Jackson.
Oh, surprised even if he was able to persevere through that with the dip bar.
Here's Strunk right now. No. So 2 no lifts back to back here. Jackson
You want to see all of these competitors, find that personal best. But what you also like to see is them go to the brink, and that's what we're seeing here on these third and final attempts. Really finding where that current threshold, because I would never write any of these competitors off. We'll come back next Warrior Games, lifting even more. But it's your personal limit, where that is on the day of competition. And they're obviously trying to see how far they can go on this third and final attempt.
And you got to think about too. It's practice too. You don't want to be overdoing your practice and take some of the lifts away on game day. And that's one of the things that, like, day before, you've got to chill a little bit and not overdo it. And sometimes it's probably easy to overdo it because you know what you're getting into the next day.
Well, it's always interesting. I mean, everyone is so different, their approach, their regimen. Some people, they need to be in it every day, and they feel like, and then some people definitely want to take that cool off, that refractory period, if you will.
So Kevin Coleman, bench number 1, looking at 141 kilos. That's 310 massive pounds. Brandon Sullivan here on bench 2 here. He's looking at 200 pounds, which is 91 kilos. Brandon going first.
Wow.
Nice. Let's go. Getting that one done.
Muscles through the 200.62 pounds for Sullivan.
Oh, big one.
Great to see. 75, 85, and then coming The 91 kilos. Shifting
Here's
back
Coleman.
to Coleman.
Coleman. Can he get it?
Wow.
Coleman.
Wow. Mammoth amount of weight there.
Oh my
Just under 311 pounds.
So Coleman. Now we go to Brian Castillo here.
So Castillo,
He's going to be
bit of
looking
a
at one
Hercules here. He's
a bit of a Hercules.
swinging for 231.49 pounds. That's 105 kilos. He's already had two successful lifts, one at 98 and one at 102 kilos.
And you know what weight you know what weight class you're competing in. So you know the competitors that are in your weight class that you're going up against. So you sometimes have to change your personal best because someone else is in your weight class.
Well, depending to where you are in the draw, you also see someone in that same weight class what they just did, and so you'll see that some adjustments. Yeah.
Some weight classes will have more competitors than others. So if you're in one of those tough ones, got to be in the top 3. Here we go. Castillo taking his
No. A no lift for Castillo, unfortunately, on lift number 3. But definitely can hold his head up high with that 98 and 102. And it looks like
Haley's going to be coming back here.
Vincent with that 142.
Yeah, Vinny C over on number 1.
Yeah.
Michael Haley coming back over here on 2. Haley's going to look at putting up 200, or Joshua Martin. And then Vinny C over there looking at 142.
So let's just take note. Joshua Martin started at 85 kilos, then leapt to 102.
But that's not Joshua Martin. That was Haley.
He jumped up in the gun. But I'm talking about
Haley's pumped.
Joshua Martin. I'm looking at the board here, and then is going to attempt a 118. So if you look at those leaps of tonnage on the kilo front, it's pretty impressive. So we got to make sure that the bar systematically gets heavier. So a little delay of play, if you will, as we make sure that that the bar is moving upward and that we're not going in reverse. So
now the referee is serious business out here. I don't think I would cross that guy. He's going to tell you how this thing is supposed to go correctly here. And we saw a couple mini bobbles just with spotting situations that have happened, but nothing glaring.
Just been very impressed with the lifts we've seen and the approaches. These guys, as we said, they're swinging for the fences. They're leaving everything on the field of play here today.
So just some little technical adjustments going on here. We thank you, everybody, for joining us here in Coronado Island. Hey, day 1 of 10, so please join us for the rest of the action every single day. UDWarriorGames.com.
Yeah, the Department of Defense Warrior Games were created back in 2010. Man, it seems like yesterday. Designed to introduce wounded, ill, or injured service members and veterans to Paralympic-style sports. The DoD Warrior Games showcase the resilient spirit of today's wounded, ill, or injured service members from all branches of the military. It's so great to see.
All right. Joshua Martin, Christopher Lorenz.
So, as I was saying, back to the story of Joshua Martin. If you look at the weight jumps that he's done, 85 kilos, then 102, and now jumping all the way to 118. Now he's at 260 pounds. Wrap your head around that. Representing SOCOM, just like an angry Rottweiler going after these weights. You have to respect.
That is a big jump right there for Joshua Martin. Oh, maybe he's sandbagging. Here we go. Joshua Martin, 118.
260 gets it.
Oh, man.
That is tenacity right there.
He's got ice water in those veins. Joshua Martin, the hair with the flare.
Look at the steely focus. Is he gonna crack a grin?
No, he is not. Not till he's on the podium.
Wow.
We got the Marine Corps kind of fired up in front of our boots right now.
Team SOCOM has some ringers, but we've seen also, especially going back to the women's competition, or the women's portion, I should say, the Marine Corps, really strong showing, but SOCOM has some really strong lifters. It's been really impressive to watch.
So Juan Arguello coming up. Michael Harkness over on bench number 1, looking at 117. It's going to be next, and then Juan Arguello. Sun wearing the stunner shades inside, keeping it cool.
Just jumping up 5 kilos from his previous lift, but taking, as we say, that textbook approach, those comfortable increments, knowing what's in your wheelhouse, and being able to deliver it when you get those commands. And
don't
you're
shock
in
the system.
Point of competition here.
Here we go.
There's the call. There, another one for Team Marine Corps. So a lot of weight on the bar now for Michael Harkness, also representing Team Marine Corps.
Looking at 117 kilos.
Okay. Here we go. Harkness, no problem whatsoever. Wow. And just like a bolt of electricity, you can see after a lift like that what it can do to you.
Oh, he is calm, cool, collect. Now let's focus right now here on Michael Haley. This man has been putting up some weight. Not a very large dude at all, but he definitely is making things happen in a very big way. 119 he's looking for. That's 216 pounds for Michael Haley.
Well, what's really instant takeaway of watching Haley is the confidence that he approaches every lift.
I mean, and he's not in a very heavy weight class, so his domination here could almost secure him top of the podium in his weight class.
Just under Haley. 263 pounds. Trying. No. So unsuccessful on lift number 2.
And I think
looked
that
unstoppable, in that when he was in that 107, 115 kilo zone. But once he jumped up, you saw was just right on that threshold. Definitely, I would say, has that lift
and by
in his realm.
I think by missing that one, Marine Corps just takes the advantage. Arguello looks like he's going to move into a position he likes. There's a lot of celebrating going on.
100%. All of these teams are doing their mental abacus, and they're all crunching the numbers. They know what they need to get to the top of the heap and find the podium.
The Rad Man. Here we go. Justin Radbill.
Well,
and then you got Bill Anderson.
Both weights right now. Bill Anderson representing Team Army, just under 294 pounds. For Radbill, he's just under 270 pounds. Now we're really getting in those weights where it just makes your eyes roll thinking about it.
Yeah. So Radbill 122, the Rad Man. Anderson 133 is what he's looking for.
So now Bill Anderson.
Here we go, Bill.
And 93.21.
Big time,
Bill.
Bill.
Did he even take time to breathe on that lift? Wow.
And now here we go. The Rad Man, Justin Radbill. Can he do it? 122 kilos for SOCOM. Here's the Rad Man.
He wants it. He wants it. He gets it. He gets it. Ability to rack it. You saw it's that Kind of that wavering, that shake. Some people, it's just the way that they internalize, and their body's saying, no, you shouldn't be doing this. His mind's saying, no, I got this. I can push through.
It's you talking to your body and telling your body.
It should be noted, too. Radbill finally getting a little smile after that last lift.
First smile for Radbill today.
Yeah.
Now look at Samuel Casey. He's looking at 302 pounds. That's 137 kilos for Samuel Casey, doing it for the Army on bench number 1.
Breaking the 300-pound mark, 302.03 pounds for Samuel Casey. It's a lot of weight on the bar.
A lot of weight. Here goes Casey. Samuel Casey, 137. Here we go. Can Casey do it?
Wow. Just like that, Casey. 133, now 137. What could he possibly bring to the third and final lift?
So Jake Anthony now, 319.
Just under 320 pounds. Just drink that in. That is a lot of weight.
How does he do it?
No. Unbelievable. Jake Anthony has a speed many of us dream having.
Jake Anthony putting that one in the books.
Incredibly fit, but it's the mental fortitude able to push through that weight. That is a lot of weight.
Yeah, big time weight right there for a big time player. And we'll be continuing on here in just a little bit. I think we're going to catch up. Third member of our team.
Yeah, and I'm with Pierre Sturgis, who now has a chance to relax and cheer some of the other competitors on. But I was watching you earlier, and you were focused. What was the mindset?
Just taking one lift at a time. You know, I don't want to know the weight. I just want to stay focused, get on the bench, and just push through.
You have a lot of fans. There's a lot of support out here for you. How do you describe that? What does that mean to you?
The Marine Corps is a brotherhood or sisterhood. So when you got individuals that's on your, behind you, you want to make sure you give your 110% so you can make them proud, but only, make yourself proud as well.
Yeah, and determination, I think, describes this event. It describes you as well.
Yes, definitely. I'm determined. I'm disciplined. My coaches had faith in me. They gave me a good training plan, and I executed. Then when it came time to lift, I believed in them, and I just kept pushing through. And I was able to lift, smoothly every lift. So I got to give my coaches 100% credit because they definitely was there, and they definitely had 100% faith in me.
Well done. Thank you.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Brad.
Thank you so much. To catch it up with Pierre Sturgis. Now we got Colin Matthews looking at 92. Daniel Oliveira putting up 165 kilos for the Marine Corps. Boom!
Do the math on that. That is just under 364 pounds.
I'm just looking at who's coming up next on bench one. It's going to be Elijah Richardson Bailey looking at 173 kilos. That's 381 pounds. That's massive.
As predicted, all of these athletes are over-delivering. We knew that today was going to kind of start this year's Warrior Games on the right note, but what an incredible way to do it. And the back and forth, watching the competing teams, the competing branches really kind of like push one another and them knowing what it's going to take to find the podium. And all these athletes, they're pushing through their personal limit to get there.
Michael Scott here on bench number 2, looking at 103 kilos. That's 227 pounds. We got Elijah Richardson Bailey, ERB. He's looking at 173, 381 pounds. First up, here's Michael Scott. Can he do it? 103. He does it.
Not even breaking a sweat. He's smiling through that whole lift. Michael Scott, just under 228 pounds. Now, 381 pounds on the bar. What?
Oh, are you kidding me? 381 pounds. Elijah Richardson Bailey, ERB, coming to party out here today.
Like the hammer of Thor. He just decimated that weight. Unbelievable. Incredible to see just the speed and confidence when you see those lifts like that. It's really Well, it sears your eyeballs, does it not?
It sears my eyeballs. Not bad stuff. John Thompson now, let's keep the party going. He's looking at 105 kilos. That's 231.49 pounds. Doing it for the Marine Corps. We've got Darrell Gladden doing it for the Navy, and he's looking at 105 for him as well. So a couple of 105s being attempted here on bench 1 and 2. John Thompson.
Wow. Awfully relaxed. Was he not?
Look at that. Just not even overreacting. Just I got this all day long. And now let's take a look at Gladden over here. Darrell. He's looking at his own 105.
Just shy of that 232-pound mark for Gladden.
Darrell.
And was unsuccessful on lift number 1. Finds success on lift 2. So great news for Gladden. He's back on the board where he wants to be.
And now we'll get ready for Michael Harkness and Gary Eister. Gary Eister doing it for Air Force. He's looking at 110 on the kilo mark. That's 242 pounds. A little bit, 0.51 on that. And then we're going to look at Michael Harkness looking at 122.
And just to keep all of our viewers in check right now, we're re-racking it to the other flight. So we're back in the first lifts of 3. Each of our competitors will have 3 attempts to see as much weight as they can get above their head. Get that clean press. And just like that, that's textbook. He gets this command, comes back in for the rack.
And that's completed. That's a pull right there. 110, 242 pounds. And now Xavier Cardona will be up next. Michael Harkness waiting for his opportunity here. 122 kilos he's looking at.
So let's remind everyone, Harkness did that staggering weight from before. Wow. Unbelievable. That's 268. Well, it's basically 269 pounds. 268.98. So, wow.
With a little bit more weight than that, that's going to be Xavier Cardona here on number 2. He's doing it for the Marine Corps, and he's looking at 124 kilos, staring it in the face. That's 273.37 pounds. So Cardona will try to push this up. Thanks for joining us out here, Department of Defense Warrior Games Challenge here from sunny and somewhat foggy San Diego here at Coronado Island. Xavier, 124.
Oh,
so a little talk with the...
So opting to take that brace.
They can't have it
wraps
go
around the thumb. Sometimes you want it in terms of getting that good grip. All chalked up. Attempt number 1 of 3 for Cardona. Boom.
That's a pull.
Sorry. Second attempt coming in.
Christopher Lorenz now, 125 kilos. Here we go. Lorenz. Can he put it up? Lorenz can't do it. So Christopher Lorenzo in the benzo not going to be able to put that one up. So he'll have to go back to the drawing board as we look for Jerry Milan. Going to be coming up doing it for SOCOM. He's looking at 125 kilos. That's 275 pounds. We'll get Bill Anderson over there on bench number 1, and we'll throw on 137 kilos for him.
Yeah, jumping up and doing that 10-kilo jump, and that's what we're starting to see here. When I talked about the one-upmanship, they're seeing what the other lifters and the competitors in other classes are doing, and you're having kind of react. Okay, what can I do, and how can I stay in the hunt and make the podium here?
So here we go. Jerry Milan, 125 for SOCOM. Here's his attempt. Not a problem.
Just super smooth on that. Did not look phased whatsoever for Jerry Milan representing SOCOM. And Bill Anderson, just over the 300-pound mark on this lift.
There we go. Bill Anderson, can he do it? Look at
Wow.
that. 302.
Took his time too, just resting there on the chest. Wasn't in a rush, and just said, "Okay,
No.
I'm going to bring the little over 300 pounds, bring it to the roof."
So we'll have Samuel Casey. We'll go over on bench number 1 for the Army. He'll look at 145 on the kilos, and then we'll look at Werner Naiman. He's looking at 130. That's 286 pounds. He looks like a pretty big dude here for SOCOM. I feel like he's going to be able to go up from that. Let's see what he does with 130.
It's the crazy thing, too, about powerlifting. Sometimes you judge a book by the cover, and you couldn't be farther off base in terms of who can deliver what when it comes to the weights. It's really, there's so much technique, and it's the mental capacity as well.
Like we saw that with Haley from the Navy, too, as well, with him. You know, in a smaller weight class.
There we go.
Werner looking at 130.
Wow.
Yeah. As I said, I feel like Werner could probably go towards that 3 mark.
Tapped in the 5th gear on that push. Did he get the call on that? Because I'm looking over at Casey. Yeah.
So what great action out here. Thanks for joining us here on day number 1 for your Department of Defense Warrior Games Challenge. Brad J. Pat Parnell with the call here at day 1.
Yeah, such an incredible event. I feel honored to be here with all these adaptive sports, helping wounded warriors build strength and endurance. Also, you see the inspiration they get from their teammates. And we heard a couple, interviews with Tina Dixon out there and talking to some of them competitors, and they're like, camaraderie, you have no idea what it does when I'm out there. Even though I'm lifting for myself, I can feel that pushing me. That's one of I think, the coolest aspects of this format and the Warrior Games.
Yeah, because it's still you as an individual, but the camaraderie, like you speak of, having your team behind you chanting and screaming at you to get it done. That's amazing stuff. The support. Here we go. That's Bob Bose.
And you could.
Oh, I think he's got a pulled muscle on that. He's holding that left arm.
He was just under 353 pounds on that attempt. Christopher Farrell now.
That might have
304 pounds.
Look at that, doesn't he?
He gets the clean lift.
And not a big guy either to put up 304. Like you're saying, it's just about your technique too in a lot of ways.
Technique, strength. It's really interesting. You see who can pack a punch when it comes to getting those heavy weights up and above.
They're taking Mose out here, it looks like. He's really holding that left upper arm. You got to hope that he is okay for sure. Now we're looking at Sean Lee, 140 kilos. Daniel Oliveira, 173. He'll go over to bench 1.
So Sean Lee, this is his first attempt of 3. Sergeant representing Team Army.
Here we go. Sean Lee, 140. Gets it. There we go. Count it for Sean Lee.
No problem. Now shifting gears. Daniel Oliveira, 381 pounds on the bar.
Wow.
Wrap your head around that.
Here we go.
Attempt number 2.
He gets it. Are you kidding me? 381 pounds.
2 successful lifts for him. Started with 165 kilos, jumped up to 173. And the one-upmanship just continues.
Now.
All of these athletes pushing themselves and pushing one another simultaneously. Garrett Corbett going for 308 pounds, 140 kilos on the bar. That's his first of 3 lifts, so just understand that. He expects more from himself,
we
can expect more, yeah.
And then we look over at Elijah Richardson Bailey, who's just come in, and he's going to put 414,
breaking the 400-pound mark, 414 pounds.
Here's Corbett first, trying to get the 140 for Garrett for Team Air Force. Can Garrett get the 140? Here's the push. And he counts that one. Garrett Corbett, he's going to get it, 140. Now Elijah Richardson Bailey going for the max here, Pat, 414.47. That's 188 kilos, the biggest amount attempted so far today.
Most weight we have seen on the bar. Okay, can he get? No.
So
and just to remind our viewers, you see the judges, 3 commands: start, press, and rack. You need to get all those calls and be unwavering. That unequal bar movement, it's second into that press portion. If that bar dips just ever so slightly, moves downward, you're done. It's a no lift.
Could Elijah maybe gone too much on that attempt, the 414?
He was making the jump. It was in terms of where he started, it was doable. 100% in his realm, but they're, like I said, they're trying to go to the brink.
So Colin Matthews here, 102. Darrell Gladden going to be over there on number 1. He's going to be looking at 110 kilos, but Colin Matthews is going to go out at first, it looks like. Once again, looking at 102 for Team Army.
And Matthews started making a decent jump in terms of where he started at 92 kilos. So a 10-kilo jump. This is second attempt of 3. Really quick getting down, taking a little more time, getting it back up. Second successful lift for Colin Matthews.
Oh, yeah, game face on for Colin Matthews.
Focused, party of one. Focused, party of one. he was like, he's on a mission.
Darrell Gladden now getting ready to pump up 242.51. That's 110 kilos. And then we'll set up Michael Scott here on bench number 2. And we'll throw 106 kilos up for him. But Darrell, here we go, the attempt. 110 kilos for Darrell. Can he push it up?
He's there.
He's trying.
Almost there.
No, not going to happen for Darrell on that one. So not successful on 110, Pat.
And not surprising to see as we get in these the second and third attempts. You know, we're going to see those thresholds. Some met, and some they're just almost there.
Yeah. Michael Scott, 233.69 pounds. That equals 106 kilos. And Scott for the Marine Corps. Here we go. Michael Scott. Michael Scott. Count it.
Wow. The smile says it all.
Yeah.
Quick fist bump and onward and forward to the next lift. What can I deliver on that third and
Michael
final
Scott
attempt?
Has the best Ben Franklin tattoo I've ever seen. I have not seen a lot of Ben Franklin tattoos, but Michael's is the
best.
best.
Very underrepresented in the tattoo realm.
In the tattoo world? Yeah.
There is some good ink I have seen here in the gym.
So we got Michael Harkness looking at 275.58. That's 125 kilos. It's a whole lot of weight for Harkness.
Making just a 2-kilo jump. So he was successful at 122 kilos. I should say, jumping up 3 kilos to 125, 275.58 pounds.
And then John Thompson looking at 111.
Okay.
But here we go.
Now the press.
Michael.
No. Just not there.
Harkness is not going to get that one up. And here's John Thompson, 111. Can he do it? Count it. Nicely done, John Thompson.
Easy like Sunday morning on that one. Wow.
Exactly.
Just not breaking a sweat.
Like a hot knife through hot butter? No, that would be melted. So a hot knife through butter? Okay. Well, I'll figure it out. I'll get back to you on that back. So we're looking at Christopher Lorenz, stacked and racked, coming up over there on bench number 1. We're going to do.
Now, interesting with Lorenz, was unsuccessful at 125 kilos, so he's just matching that. He wants to get that, and that's the best he's going to be able to do today if he can get this third and final lift for Lorenz.
And you talk about personal best and how important the personal best is to be able to do that for yourself and what you're trying to accomplish, because you have a goal in your mind, and that's the goal you're trying to reach.
No matter the sport, if you at the end of the day you say, you know what, I left everything on the field to play. I did my best, whether it be a team format or a personal sport. That's really what it's about. Especially when you talk about all these branches and these service teams, branches of government.
Probably one of the reasons I quit competitive surfing is when I got 4th place, 12 competitions in a row in the top 3 advanced. It's like, why am I throwing money at this sport? Might as well just turn a microphone on and do that instead. You either do it or you got it or you don't. And these guys are putting up lots of weight here. Gary Eister here on bench 2 looking at 122. Lorenz 125. Here goes Lorenz. He's going to start it off here. Can he get it? He really needs this one. Lorenz needs it.
Oh, no. You know, and it's right there, was able to get the 115 kilos. As we see, Gary Eister. Yeah. Little chest beat. Very appropriate.
He has Eister set on that number, that's for sure, 122. Yeah. Big Bill Anderson's going to be coming up.
Yeah, so Bill Anderson taking that steady jump, 133, 137, now 146 kilos. That's just under 322 pounds. And as we start to rack down.
That's the weight of a refrigerator filled with tri-tip.
Yeah.
Okay. Like to the brim.
Yeah.
Or maybe not filled, half full. Because what's a fridge?
And you think about it, consolidated on the bar, it's an unbelievable amount of weight for people to fathom. Yeah.
Xavier Cardona, bench number 2, 127 he's looking at. But Big Bill Anderson, he's looking at 146. So here's Bill Anderson. Can he do it? 146. Can he do it?
Wow.
Yes, he can.
Bill Anderson with authority for Team Army. 146. And Cardona, no problem for him as well.
Cardona seems like the silent assassin. He just keeps putting up weight, smiling.
Mellow, but also very strong approach.
And then Bill Anderson just getting it done. I don't think I'd want to have a road rage incident with Bill Anderson anytime soon. So Jerry Milan here is looking at 130 kilograms. Samuel Casey, 153.
So Jerry Milan takes to the bench. 5 kilo jump from his successful first of 3 lifts.
You like that? That increment there, Pat?
Based on how comfortable he looked on lift number 1, I do. I think he's gonna slowly and steady just kind of work his way up.
Okay, well Jerry's on it.
And we look over on lift number 1.
Samuel Casey on bench 1, Milan bench 2. And Jerry's going to go first here. Here we go. Doing it for SOCOM. Jerry Milan. No.
So it was that one moment in the press. Definitely thought had it there, and Casey as well. So side by side, both lifters unsuccessful on that second attempt. The third attempt for Casey, but Casey walks away with that successful 145 kilo lift. So it's really about getting something on the board that can stick and that'll hold.
That's it.
But that third final lift, that's where you want to peak. You want to end with the highest amount of weight in your weight class.
So we'll have Daniel Oliveira next up doing for 180 kilos, and then we'll have Werner Mayman looking at 315 pounds, which is 143.
For Oliveira, it's just a 7-kilo jump, but it makes all the difference, jumping up to about just under 397 pounds in that weight class, because you see the weights that we expect to go. I think next on deck will be going for 183, I believe, in the same weight class.
So here we go. Looks like Werner is going to go first here. Here's Werner looking at 143, 315 pounds. Now the push. Count it.
Wow.
I don't know how much more he can go past that, but I think we're going to find out. Werner Mayman, 143 kilos. Okay, so Bailey is now he's scaled down a bit from the what was he, 414 he was going with?
But this is how it plays out. You have Oliveira unsuccessful on that 180 attempt. He's going to go for 183. He was unsuccessful on his previous lift.
Yes, that was similar,
so
right?
So he's looking at, in that weight class, Oliveira was successful at 173. As long as he can, he's doing that 10-kilo jump. A lot of times you'll see they don't have to go as high, but just for them, it's personal.
Well, we'll see. Elijah Richardson Bailey, ERB, looking at 183 kilos. That's 403.45 pounds. Christopher Farrell over here on bench 2. He's looking at 151. That's 332.90 pounds for Team Air Force.
And Richardson Bailey was unsuccessful at this weight amount on his second attempt. This is his third and final attempt. If he's successful at this, he will find the top of the podium. That is what is at stake for Elijah Richardson Bailey. Here we go. Now the press. Can he push through? Oh my!
He gets it.
Incredible.
Oh, Farrell gets it.
Christopher
Bailey
Farrell.
gets it.
With that, solidifying himself on the podium. Incredible perseverance. Wow, the power that he had to push through that press. You can see the adrenaline coursing through his veins right now as he works his way through the gym here, getting high fives from the rest of the team, Marine Corps.
That was big. That's the biggest weight that we have seen lifted for today. Right?
And it's great
to go 414 first, and then he didn't.
No, he was unsuccessful at 188 and came back and did it. That's what was, and it was pivotal in terms of what he needed to do with the rest of that weight class. He knew that,
but it goes against you when you have that failed attempt, and then you're going to go back in and try to do that same weight. Now you're losing energy at that point.
Some people, they're like a caged cat. You put them you beat them with a stick, and that failed attempt, that you get angry, and you come back stronger with more will.
It's like when you're trying to pull a trick skateboarding. You go, I'm just going to land it this time. So now we got Garrett Corbett, 152. He's looking at 335 pounds.
Once again, 152 kilos, so much weight here, but we've seen what he's capable of. Did 140 cleanly for Garrett Corbett, representing Air Force. Here we go. Lift number 2. Okay, gets the command.
Here we go. There's the
really taking his time. Wow.
Count it. Look at the referee. He's getting in the faces
Judging
now.
like a hawk on that, making sure that was by the book, precise.
Corbett, nicely done right there. So Sean Lee, we'll get him ready to go here. Sean Lee will be up next. And Sean Lee is going for a very large amount, 341.72. And so Sean had 140, then 155. Now he's going for the 55. So he jumped up. What do you think, Pat? Sean Lee, 155. Has he got this?
Wow. Oh, last time you asked me to prognosticate. I don't want to try to get clairvoyant here, but I will say just based on body language, based on his ability,
Okay.
how he looked on his first lift. I'm going to say taking that 15 kilo, that is a very big jump. I'm going to say quite possibly he's going to find success on the second lift.
Okay. Here we go. Herculean strength. Sean Lee getting it done at 155. And he said, you heard it right out of him, let's go, Sean Lee.
Yeah, you think he's stoked?
Maybe
Wow.
just a little bit. Don't get too close to him after they have a successful weight, because if that guy headbutts you, you're going to be knocked into Thursday of next week.
You have to be completely psyched when you see that. You know, the work that all of these competitors put to get to this level and to come to the Warrior Games and represent their distinguished branches of government, all the
100%
the teams.
So Colin Matthews is going to be coming up here. He was successful on his last one. He's looking at 108 on the kilo mark, 238.10.
Asking for the scraps.
102 he did, yeah. So he went 92, 102, now he's going 108. So, gonna strap him down.
A lot of Army fans too. Really, the spirit is alive. It's real here.
And you try to look at the call, like who's going to be, what armed force is going to be on top of the podium the most, and it's hard to tell at this point. I feel like Marine Corps has been solid, Army's been solid, Navy's really hard, Air Force. Like, how do you even call that one when it comes down to it?
Well, you have to add up everything that we've seen this morning on the women's side, and then and it's a lot.
So here we go. Colin Matthew, 108. Oh, he's going sideways here. Nope, they're going to wave it off.
Not to be on that attempt.
So he
his
went
last and final attempt for Colin Matthews. His best of the day, 102 kilos. Nothing to be ashamed about, but he definitely wanted that 108. Just got away from him. So now we're jumping up even more, up to 112 on the bar. 112 kilos for Michael Scott.
And Michael Scott, what has he done? Well, he's done 106. He's done 103. But can Michael Scott do 112? That's 6 kilos more. And I failed math.
I mean, I think based on the speed and the comfortable approach that he showed on his previous two lifts, it's in his wheelhouse. Is today the day where he can set it at 112, walk away with 3 successful lifts? We're about to find out.
I mean, once again, you just do the numbers. 6 more kilos than his last one that he was successful with. So will that 6 still be doable? Michael Scott, representing the Marine Corps, looking at 112.
Trying to see red here for Marine Corps. 247 pounds. Here we go. Attempt number 3.
Oh, look at this!
Can he? No! Inches away from that lift.
That was so close. That was,
and he knows it.
Yeah,
he's having a good laugh. He's like, man,
because he held it in the middle for so long.
And that you just the train and the draw on what you have.
So John Thompson will get ready to go here, and John Thompson looking at 120. He's going to try to do. He completed 111. So he's added 9 more kilos on. And he's been pretty calm on all his lifts today. The 105, the 111. So you got to think,
well,
it's in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, but if you add it up, starting at 105, it's basically a 15-kilo jump. When all said and done, what's his trajectory been, and what was his goal? Where was it set?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So, but 120, how bad does he want it?
But the last 2 attempts where he got to be this situation, I felt like he was pretty smooth and it was kind of effortless for him. So maybe this won't be a problem. Let's see what 120 does to him. Here we go. John Thompson giving his best. Here's the push.
There we go.
Yeah.
Gets the clean call. So 120, 3 successful lifts.
With a 15-kilo call, like you said, jump from 1 to 3. So good stuff out of John Thompson here as we are winding down to the action here. A beautiful day here in San Diego. Department of Defense Warrior Games Challenge. Pat Parnell and Brad J bringing it to you. Day number 1 of 10. Yeah, you heard me correct. 10 days. Lots of different sports being represented.
Also looking forward to the wheelchair rugby. Will be going down later this afternoon, so be sure to tune back in for that. We'll be sending out the images and the battles that are going to ensue on the court.
and don't hog the webcast for yourself. Tell your friends, share it with family members, let them know. Text all your groups and let them know.
Let's get Warrior Games trending. What do you say?
Yeah, I'd say we do that. I say we definitely do that.
So
what we got, Jerry?
Just some discussion here. There's that 2-minute mark. I'm not sure if they're going to reset. So reset of the weights on competition platform at number 1.
A big thank you for people joining us at home and have been watching all the action here on day number 1. He's Pat Parnell and Brad J. We have Tina Dixon out in the field. If you hear some of the tunes in the background, that's DJ Hex handling the 1s and 2s for us out here. 10 days of webcast action all going on.
So many sports, by the way. You've got archery, track, field, cycling, swimming, powerlifting, as we're watching as we speak. Indoor rowing, which is going to be really cool. City volleyball, precision out sports, wheelchair basketball, and I mentioned the wheelchair rugby coming up later. And be sure to hashtag, of course, hashtag Warrior Games. Those watching, send us a little pic. You watching at home on DODWarriorGames.com.
Yeah,
at the Naval Air Station, North Island. What a beautiful spot, by the way. It's like this not just when you were watching Top Gun as a kid. This whole neighborhood, the whole area here, it's incredible. Got all the destroyers, aircraft carriers in the bay. San Diego special for sure.
You keep this up, I'm going to start doing the Pledge of Allegiance right now, right in front of everybody. I mean, I brought my American shorts with me, too. Red, white, and blue being represented, all the armed forces out here competing.
So just taking a hold as some tabulation, some assessment right now. And then tomorrow, a little road cycling. Cyclists are going to hit the pavement, start off with time trials, then going into the actual road race. So those time trials, trying to get that solid placement, trying to get not a whole shot, but a leg up, if you will.
A leg up, if you will. Yep, cycling, that's tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yeah, I heard that one. I'm hearing it now. Okay. I don't know what's happening right now.
So just in the midst, those of you just joining us here in the third flight of competition, 3 competitive rounds. So in our third and final competitive round, working our way through 97 kilo weight class and moving into the 107 weight class.
Thanks for hanging out for that. And more competition coming your way. Thanks for joining us out here. DJ Hex on the 1s and 2s. Yeah. That one, then this one, and that one. Hex, that's 3 props, dude. That's I'm giving you 3 props today.
And here we go, back underway here. Jerry Milan, he's looking at 130 kilos here. He's doing it for SOCOM. And how's he done so far? He had a failed attempt at?
Pretty good. 97 weight class. We're successful at 125. Unfortunately for Jerry, unsuccessful on that second attempt of 130. So he's matching that. That'll be the best. But there are people in that weight class attempting to go higher following him. So this is vital for him.
He's got to get this. He's got to get it.
Oh, no.
And it waved off.
So it doesn't bode well for him, knowing that there's one more competitor going for 131, was successful at 122. But that's even a bigger jump than what he was trying to do. So it's really going to...
And it comes down to weight classes, that how many are in your particular weight class. If you only have 3 in your weight class, well, there you're going to be the top 3 no matter what. But if you have 7 or 8 in your weight class, well, then your chance of getting the podium is a little bit harder. We have some weight classes that don't have 2.
You're pretty good at odds. You should go to Vegas. You're really
I never
good.
do good there. I never do good there.
Yeah.
So, Eister, it's meant to lose, right? You're meant to lose out there.
Yeah. It's worked against you.
131 kilos for Gary Eister, and what was his? So he's been successful at 122. That's a big jump, don't you think there, Pat?
It is, but when you have Coach Bluebeard behind you, anything is possible.
And he's not the only guy with a Bluebeard. I think there's another one or two more, aren't there?
There's a couple of faux Bluebeards.
But his is real.
That's all beard.
Here
we go. This, critical to find the top spot of the podium if you can do this. Really pushing. You can see even one of the straps popping off. The quad just at full capacity. Wow. So interesting. He'll sit with that 122. So Eister, best he'll be able to do for the day is 122 kilos. Now jumping up to the 107 weight class. And so 136 kilos for Cardona. Xavier Cardona.
But he did 127.
Yeah. So this, it's a decent jump, just 9 kilo jump. But I think we've been surprised. Xavier Cardona doing it for Team Marine Corps. His reaction with every lift, it appears that he knew it was going to happen. He knew he was going to find success.
I feel the same way. Yeah. So Cardona,
getting some good words of encouragement from Coach.
And here we go. Cardona, 136.
Okay. Now the press.
Oh, he's got this. He's got this. He's got it.
He's got it. Yep. Done. Done and done.
I don't know.
Now wait for it. Wait for it. Smile, fist bump. Okay, no biggie. I'm telling you, there's something telling about how someone wears the success on their sleeve and just is okay with it. And just
I mean, I would think you'd want to be pumped up, but that's if you're going to have more opportunities, you want to be pumped up. But if it's your final opportunity to push and you get it, your number's done.
Well, this is a big jump, going to 160 on the bar, 352.74 pounds for Gary Corbett.
He got the 152. So now he's going to stack on 8 more kilos on that.
And if you look at his weight class, the 107 weight class, this would all but solidify.
Oh, that's a big weight class.
All but solidify. He could claim the top spot with this lift.
It's probably the biggest weight class.
All but official right now.
So 160 kilos.
Highest weight we've seen for the 107 kilo weight class.
You can hear the chants right now. The Air Force chants.
a little encouragement there. Popping the weight belt. Here we go. Corbett.
160.
300 pounds on the bar.
Touch.
Really taking his time, Kenny. Stay with it. No. Just too much.
Mustard on the hot dog? No, that probably would be it. Too much ketchup. He was close.
Very close, but I think, too, based on the 152 on his second attempt, that is going to keep him in that. He's in podium position.
That's a big
Just have to re-rack and look back a little deeper in the lineup of the 70 kilo class. But now we jump up to the other 107.
Christopher
I should say back
Farrell.
to 97 weight class, but a heavy weight for. So think about that. You had the 107 weight class, and so you have someone in 97 weight class trying to lift the same weight. So do the math on that in terms of body mass and then the weight that's going to be above your head.
Do I have to do it right now, the math?
Yes. Yeah, you do. Yeah. Body mass index times divide by pi, and then
That
you
is
take 2%.
That's never going to be good.
No, it's not. Christopher Farrell, third and final attempt. Started at 138, went to 151, now jumping to 160. There'll be one other lifter in the 97 weight class attempting 162. But this would definitely do him solid if he can get it. And he does. And that is a massive lift for him. He knows it. Everybody knows it.
And you saw the words, "Let's go." Christopher Farrell, he is stoked.
And like a bolt of blue lightning, just shot across the bow to Sean Lee, the last competitor in this weight class. So this is what's at stake for Sean Lee. A 160 was just set, which is staggering on its own. Now he has to come 2 more kilos, not only match it, but up it by 2 kilos, because once he's committed to this weight, he's locked and loaded.
Yeah, so 155 is what he's done successful. This is 162.
It does not get any more intense than this in powerlifting in terms of what he just witnessed and knowing he's the last to go in this weight class. And it's his last, third, and final lift. Here we go. Sean Lee, 162 kilos.
Sean Lee doing it for the Army.
Now the press.
Look at this!
And with that, solidifies the top spot for Team Army, Sean Lee. It does not get more electric than that. The back and forth with those 2 lifts. Oh.
You could not script that better in a Hollywood or Netflix movie the way that thing just turned out right there.
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
Well, we've got one last lift for the 107 plus weight class. had successful lift at 130, 143. Werner Mammon, tell you what, 174. That's 383 pounds to finish things out.
Werner, 174, 383.60 pounds, representing SOCOM. This is the big one right here. Big man Werner, can he make it happen? Werner was successful at that 143 and then goes from 143 to 74. Are you kidding me, Pat?
Well, that's it is the biggest kilo jump we have seen all day in both men's and women's. If he does this, it will be just shattering. Here we go. Now the press.
Oh.
Where did he find it in the tank? When he needed it most, a massive, massive lift on its own. But for Team SOCOM, that is going to pay dividends right there.
Werner coming in with the big game here for SOCOM, jumping all the way up from 143 to 174 and crushing it like a champ. Werner Mayman getting her done for SOCOM.
Wow. Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, I hope you're entertained by what you witnessed. Pat, I mean, you and I, we've been calling this all day. What's your thoughts, man?
I'm not going to hope that they were entertained. I know they were entertained. And like you said, you can't write a better script to end like that.
Yeah.
And you saw the one-upmanship. And to see a 30-kilo jump on the last third and final attempt, it was so cool. Hats off to all the teams. The women started off, and they really set the bar high. And as you pointed out, the bar just kept getting, not higher, but heavier, if you will. And it was incredible to see the teams really push each other. You saw that where the weights were assessed, and they're doing the math. We're watching in real time them compete on a level that is really cool to see.
It's not just lifting. Strategy plays a big part. And we want to thank you guys for being part of this one. It's only day number one. What do we have next? We're going to have wheelchair rugby, one of your favorites. Looking forward. That's coming up later today. And then you have 9 more days of webcasts that they'll be able to check out on DODWarriorGames.com, right?
Yeah, pace yourself. It's time to exhale now after all that energy. But we do have more as coming up. Wheelchair rugby. I'll be on that as well. Looking forward to it.
And we want to thank everybody for watching at home. Tell all your friends. Get everybody to watch DODWarriorGames.com. The rest of the 9 days, you don't want to miss any of the action. We have morning shows. We have evening shows. It's going to be awesome. It's not going to be awesome. But on behalf of Pat Parnell, Tina Dixon, I'm Brad J. Thanks for tuning in. Wheelchair Rugby coming up next. Goodbye now.
and just some truly incredible moments this morning here at the powerlifting competition at the 2023 Warrior Games Challenge. Remember, this is day 1 of 10. We are just getting started out here. Now, coming up next in a few hours, you guys get to take a little break, go eat some lunch, but come back at 3 p.m. for the wheelchair rugby, and that is the preliminary rounds. Again, we are just getting started. But for me, it truly was a pleasure to be here and witness some of these action, talk to the athletes, talk to the Warriors, and get their stories. But remember, come back 3 p.m. wheelchair rugby coming up next.